All right, good evening as we're going to get started here with our May Leaders Update for the summer of 2026. A few reminders before we get into it all, right? This session is being recorded, so everything that we say and the slides that we show are going to be available for later on. We'll have this posted on our YouTube channel for you to share with other people from your troop, as well as anyone else that may have missed the meeting, right? This is a Zoom webinar feature, meaning you can see us, but we can not see you, right? We also don't have the chat enabled, right? So if you have any questions, use the Q&A feature. Some people will be answering throughout the meeting, and some questions we might answer out loud as we go along. And when it's all said and done and you still have additional questions, be sure to reach out to us at hello@resicafalls.org, and we'll all be happy to answer your questions. So let's get started. And of course, meet our team, right? So I'm Steve Mock. I'm our camp director at Resica Falls. With us this evening, we'll have Jerry Reed, our assistant camp director, Jake Walsh, our program director, Sky Kramer, the assistant program director, our business manager, Paul Dallator. Also part of our team, right, is Matt Gutterman, our other assistant camp director. He can't be with us this evening. And then we also have John Bickle, our director of outdoor adventures, and Kim Trainer, our camping support specialist. Both of those people work very, very hard at the council office supporting us and supporting you to help make Resica Falls happen each and every day. So as we go through and look at tonight's agenda, some last minute and important things to keep in everyone's mind before we get together in camp this summer. We'll talk about our medical form review days again. Those are coming up in the next week or so, the first couple dates. So make sure you're ready for those and starting to prepare for that. We'll do a little bit of an overview of our check-in process and talk about what your first day in camp is going to be like when you arrive on Sunday. We've got our information around our 2026 theme shirts and last-minute reminders around that. We'll talk a little bit about merit badges and some other things with program to make sure everyone's on the same page. And then, of course, wrap it all up with some final pre-camp reminders hitting all the key features for everybody. So I'm getting it started with our pre-camp medical review days, okay? This is that opportunity for you to have your unit's medical forms reviewed ahead of time. This can improve and expedite your check-in experience on Sunday at Resica Falls. So from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. on May 30th, June 13th, June 20th, June 27th, and July 11th, right? 5 different Saturdays this late spring and early summer. Members of the Health and Safety and Camping Committee will be at our council office in King of Prussia to review medical forms. You don't have to be from Cradle Loaded Council to head out to King of Prussia and have those medical forms reviewed, right? The committee members are going to be there to review anyone's medical forms. Send a unit representative with the health forms, right? And we have to have the entire unit's forms, right? We can't have anything missing. We have to make sure that everything is going to be handled and processed as the unit, right? As one whole unit. We only need one copy for ourselves, right? You keep your own copy for your things going on within the unit, right? And just like any medical form, they're going to be returned at the end of your week in camp, right? You're just turning them in a little bit ahead of time and skipping that step of check-in. What do you need to do if you're going to go to the council office on one of those Saturdays? Well, you need to make sure that you have your Scouting America annual health and medical record, parts A, B, and C, fully complete, right? That includes the doctor's physical examination. We need one copy of that for each person. We need the drug administration record, which is a Cradle Loaded Council form, right? We need 2 copies of that for each person. One to stay in the health lodge and one to stay with the unit. Drug administration record, section 1 needs to be filled out by everybody. That gives parental permission to have our staff administer over-the-counter medications for various things. Section 2 only needs to be completed by those people that are taking prescription medications, right? And then if your unit is choosing to keep your medications in your site in a lockbox that we'd provide, right, you need to complete that unit medication storage release form, right? And that's one copy for the whole unit, not one copy per person. All these forms are available at resicafalls.org/documents, right? You're bringing all of these, everyone's annual health and medical record, everyone's drug administration record, and one copy of the unit medication storage release form if you're going to participate in that to the council office in King of Prussia on one of those days, right? There's no mail-in option. There's no electronic submission. It's got to be handled in person with this vital medical information that is handled on these medical forms. Right? A couple key reminders about that health and medical form, right? The annual health and medical record. It's valid to the end of the 12th month, right? So if there's a physical administered March 3rd, 2025, right? That's going to be valid through the end of March to March 31st, 2026. So there's a little bit of an extra time there. Make sure all signatures are going to be completed, parent signatures, participant signatures, doctor signatures before you even come to submit those forms, whether you're submitting them at camp or at one of those pre-camp days. Make sure you give us a copy and keep the original for yourself. We're not going to be able to make copies at the office, so make sure you're coming with those copies for us. Make sure you put those forms in alphabetical order by last name. It's very helpful if you have your unit's roster with it for us making sure that everyone that's registered for camp has a medical form submitted. And don't use binder sheets or anything like that, right? That just slows down the process. Staple the and multiple pages of the annual health and medical record together, right? But kind of keep everything together with that one scout. All right. Shifting gears, right? We have one last pre-camp service day coming up ahead. That's going to be on June 13th. Gives your unit the opportunity to camp at Resica Falls for free in a ground site and provide a day of service with us, right? June 12th, 13th, 14th. Going to be up here doing a bunch of different pre-camp projects, help get camp ready. If you're interested, you can reach out to us at hello@resicafalls.org and we'll pick out a ground site for you and get you all situated. Next, I'm going to throw it over to Jake, who's going to talk about our check-in process.
Thank you, Steve. So check-in times are assigned to each unit before arriving to camp, and we send you that pre-camp survey, which you've probably been reading about in your emails up to now, to make requests on what time you can arrive, along with also some site requests and things like that. So the first step for check-in is going to be arriving at the Resica Elementary School right down the road from camp. There, you'll send one leader to the yellow tent with all the paperwork, which is your roster, medical form, and other high adventure forms, and like the ATV, Cowboy Action, or COPE. From there, they'll verify your roster and take those forms and submit them and send you to the medical form review, which Steve talked about was that pre-camp inspection of those medical forms can expedite that process. Otherwise, you'll go through like normal, and this medical form review will just be where they check through your medical forms, making sure everything's filled out appropriately. From there, they will send you to one of our health officers, where you will go through a line answering a standard set of medical questions, and then also speaking with one of our health officers to give you the rundown of how our health lodges run in camp. From there, you will be asked to line up your vehicles before awaiting dismissal to head on over to camp. Once you get to camp, the first step is you're going to be sent right up the hill around Unami Lodge, where we will line up your car into rows, and our staff will excitedly welcome you and unload your gear into our camp vehicles. Unload your gear into our camp vehicles and take them directly to site. If you are bringing a trailer, that trailer is sent directly to the site. Um, at this point, the senior patrol leader and scoutmaster and all the scouts, when leaving those vehicles, will meet with their site host and go straight to their site where they'll do a review of the site with their staff site host. The site host will have an arrival ticket to go through, which has a check of the camp, and then they'll walk you through camp doing our aquatic safety talk and swim checks, a dining hall orientation, as well as a tour of camp as needed. After that, we do a rolling buffet dinner. So no pressure to get there at any particular time before colors. Um, Afterwards, we have evening colors where once that is finished, there will be a leaders meeting at the Resica Rangers Amphitheater where we'll introduce many core elements of camp programming as well as some camp rules. And then afterwards, the youth leadership from that leaders meeting will go to the dining hall for an afternoon adventure sign up. Later in the evening, we will also have our opening campfire to get camp started on the right foot. Next up is Paul to talk about our 2026 theme shirts.
Thank you very much, Jake. Welcome, everybody. It's good to talk with you tonight. This is just a reminder for the theme shirts for each troop. You will get either a yellow or a teal shirt to match your team color. You will be assigned that color when you get to camp. We want to try to make the teams as even as possible and number-wise, so that's how we will break it up. Your shirts will be picked up during check-in at camp. So once you're checking in, you can get your shirts as well. The logo, as you see it there, is going to be on the left chest, and your troop number and hometown will be on the back of the shirt. The cost is $22 for the small, the medium, and the large, and the extra large. And for the 2X and 3X, the charge will be $27. These are currently available. You can order them through your Black Pug registration. And they are due by May 27th, so we can get all the shirts ordered and made up in time for your arrival at camp. Therefore, there are no exceptions in regards to having them done late. So please get those in by May 27th, so you'll have your shirts available at camp. And let's talk a little bit about the program guide. This is, as it says there, your guide for a magical week in camp. This program guide is available on the website, unamilodge.org, under camping, and I believe it is required documentation. Once inside of this document, there is everything you need to know about camp, from what Jake just told you about the check-in process, all the way through the shirts that we're ordering, all of the merit badges that are being offered in camp, everything that you need to know is in there. So I encourage you all to read that, get to know it, and then you'll be more prepared for camp when you arrive. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you all this summer.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul and Jake. Next up, we're going to have Sky doing some program details.
So moving on to more of the program aspect side of things, we're going to talk a bit more about merit badges, prerequisites, and blue cards is kind of the first topic that we're going to talk about. We have a prereq form being made available on June 1st. This will be located on the Resica Falls important documents page. It's something new that we're trying this year, and we're really excited to do that. So you can submit your prereqs before camp. Paper blue cards are not accepted from our merit badge staff. or our staff, the merit badge counselors. Instead, everything will be reported digitally through Blackpug, and you'll be able to import it to Scoutbook after your week in camp. In addition to that, if you have scouts interested in changing class selections, you can do so online, but that closes 1 week before arriving in camp. Additional changes can be made in camp at Unami Lodge, our camp office, and that can be done when you get to camp. In addition to that, we have our class wait lists. They're cleared on a rolling basis, so you have a number that you are on the wait list, and if a spot opens up, the first person will get to be moved into the class. And alternative classes will be automatically dropped if someone on the wait list gets that spot. And civics is getting a new home this summer, so instead of being up at STEM, it'll be down in our fly fishing field. But that is something new that is happening this summer.
All right. Thank you, Sky. And now, Jerry, with some final reminders for us all.
Final reminders. Here we go. If you have not read the pre-camp guide, please help yourself and find out a lot of information. This can be found at resicafalls.org, and you can click under summer camp and then pick 2026 program guide. You'll do yourself a big favor and you'll learn a lot of stuff, okay? Also, complete your pre-camp survey. This can be found in Blackpug under the unit contact, all right? You can fill out what you need for the summer, and we'll take care of it for you, okay? Utilities, utilize the dietary restriction form. This can be found also under resicafalls.org, and but it's called the Dietary Information Disclosure Form. We had to rename it, and so that's the same form, but that's just two different names, okay? Final payments were due May 15th. And you won't get a campsite or a assigned arrival time until you pay your camp fees. And unfortunately, you won't be access to camp will be denied if you don't have the camp fees paid up in full. All right, campsite assignment posting will be June. The middle of I think you said the 14th or so. Just be looking for that, the campsite assignments, okay? Your time and what campsite. We hope you have a great time, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Jerry. Go throw it over to Jake real quick to talk about our Weeblos program.
Of course, it's one of my favorite programs we offer here is our week 6. We offer what we're calling this year, and we really want to amp it up, is it's an ease the cub into scout transition. Give them that taste of summer camp. Let them see what Scouting America, Scouts BSA camps are and how they're different they can be from a regular cub camp. They'll get the opportunities to learn basic skills along with maybe go on an overnighter and spend a week in nature. So reach out to your local packs, let them know about it. We're excited to see as many Cubs come to camp just as many as we see Scouts.
Awesome. Thank you, Jake. We've got some questions and answers to give you. All right. A couple questions have come in throughout the webinar here, so I'm going to answer a lot of them out loud now, right? Sky talked about civics being moved, okay? Just want to reiterate that with everybody. The last couple years, it's been up by the STEM Center in the Trooper Field. The future site of Civics will be Brenner Lodge, but as we're continuing our construction project there, Civics has a new temporary home in the fly fishing field down by the falls in the Picnic Grove area down there. So that's where Civics is going to be. A couple questions about first-year campers, okay? So our Resica Rangers program does keep them busy all morning. Lots of different rank advancement skills. They also work on 2 merit badges, a part of the Resica Rangers program. The afternoons, they have the opportunity to work on other merit badges if you so choose, participate in the afternoon adventures with the rest of the unit, as well as on Thursday afternoon, right, we have our Resica Rangers 5-mile hike and overnighter for them to participate in as well. So lots of stuff going with that first-year camper program, keeping them busy. And just because somebody is a first-year camper or registered like that in Black Pug, that does not mean they are registered as part of the first-year camper program, right? Just like you have to sign a scout up for individual merit badges, right? Those first-year campers need to get registered and be a part of our Resica Rangers first-year camper program in Black Pug. Continuing on with some program stuff, all our prerequisites for different merit badges are listed in Black Pug as part of our course catalog. They're there for you to review and look at. You can also access through the important documents page that Jerry mentioned. So that's there as well for you to look at and see our whole course catalog and the prerequisites for each merit badges. All right. Couple questions about medical forms, right? So yes, if somebody does not take prescription medications, they still need to complete that drug administration form. That section 1 that deals with over-the-counter medications, right, has to be completed by everybody. That gives the health lodge the permission to administer those specific medications that are listed in section 1 of the drug administration record. So everyone needs part 1, right? Part 2 only by those that take medications, right? Your medical insurance card, right, is going to be something that needs to be included with the medical form as well. So that needs to be a copy with that medical form. Swim checks can be uploaded in advance along with the lifeguard certification or the person that has administered tests, their certifications or qualifications. Those can be uploaded in the Black Pug in advance. We then have the opportunity to make those buddy tags in advance, right? And any scout that didn't take a pre-swim test will still have the ability to take a swim test once you get to camp, right? Jake talked about going to the pool for an aquatics orientation during check-in. Everybody needs to go for that, right? But if you already have your swim test completed and upload it, and only a couple scouts need a swim test, they'll take that then as well. There's no need to upload a specific roster in the Black Pug, right? As you create your Black Pug registration and you name each scout and each leader in Black Pug, right, that creates the roster for us, right? So that's there for us to look at. Jerry mentioned about campsite assignments, check-in times, meal times, all that stuff. All that is going to be provided in within the first couple weeks of June. So you'll have it before a couple weeks before you get to camp, right? Takes us time to go through, process everything, sort everything out, assign the meals and everything. And like Paul said, right, your troop shirt color is going to be based upon your meal assignment, right? We don't know those meal assignments just yet. And unfortunately, we won't know them by the deadline for the shirts, right? But they will be coming in mid-June with the campsite and arrival times. If there's any issues with you want a specific site, because that's where your unit's been camping for the last 30 years, or you have a leader that has difficulty walking and you want a closer site or permission to have a vehicle nearby, right? All that can be noted on that pre-camp survey. that Jerry mentioned, right? So that's there in Black Pug as part of your registration. We went over how to access that in our April Leaders Update. It's there for everyone to answer those quick questions and list any of those special requests that might be necessary to make your stay in camp a little better. What else can we got there? How late can we add new scouts? Bring them on. Keep signing scouts up. If you got new scouts joining the troop, new Weeblos crossovers that maybe just changed their minds, you can sign them up and add them to the registration, right? If you have any difficulty adding a scout to the registration, you can do that with the assistance of Kim Trainer at the council office. She'll be very happy to help make that happen. All right. There is no advanced sign up necessary for adult training sessions, right? So those courses are there to kind of provide great opportunities for leaders that are in camp. No advanced sign up is going to be necessary for those, except maybe for Donnie eating merit badge on Friday morning, just to make sure we have enough donuts for everybody. But other than that, you just go to the assigned location at the assigned time and enjoy the training or the program that's being outlined. Okay. Specifically, right, we offer 2 aquatic supervision courses. One is called Paddlecraft Safety, which is geared towards canoeing and safe canoeing and boating activities, right? And then swimming and water rescue training, which is geared towards swim aquatic activities. And that gives somebody on the unit level, right, that extra qualification, that deeper understanding, that deeper knowledge and skills to safely execute those programs on the unit level. So if anyone's going to be taking any aquatic trips in camp, or you want to maybe go on a canoe trip with your troop later on in the year, in the fall or something like that, taking one of those courses, that is a great thing to have, right? Also, having swimming and water rescue training qualifies you to administer swim tests for people in your unit. So you can administer your unit's own swim test before summer camp next year if you take swimming and water rescue training this year. All right. We will not be offering a CPR certification course this year. We're just not something that we're going to be able to offer in camp this year. All right. We will be offering IOLS along with all the other training courses that we have listed in the program guide. Scoutmaster and Assistant Scoutmaster specific, those aquatic courses, all those things listed on that leader's schedule in the program guide. Yay. We got a question here about unit communication, right? So during check-in, we will provide you with information for signing up for our texting service. We'll use texting service throughout your week in camp. Program updates, schedule changes, weather alerts, emergency updates, things like that will come through the texting service. So signing up for information for signing up for that will be located in your check-in packet, and you'll receive that during check-in on Sunday afternoon. Okay. Question here about unit survey, the t-shirts, the theme t-shirts, right? Requires 2 digits, but your troops only got 1 digit, right? Put the 0 in, right? And then please email us at hello@resicafalls.org so we can make sure that that 0 is not included. But it's a default thing there to have the 2 numbers there. So just work with us, and we'll work with you to make sure that your troop number as you want it is on how it is on the back of your shirts. All right. Adults, you can bring your own tent. That is entirely up to you. All right. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Thank you for your questions. We're glad that we're able to provide you with all this information, last minute updates and things like that as we continue to prepare for the summer. Reach out to us at hello@resicafalls.org with any additional questions, right? And also be on the lookout for any more pre-camp communications, right? We'll continue to send reminders about paperwork and if you haven't paid all your fees and things like that as we get closer and closer to camp. So be on the lookout for those. They're going to anyone that is listed as a unit contact as part of your Black Pug registration. So if you're not getting those, talk to the person that is your unit contact in Black Bug and get all the key information. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone saying nice things about us right now in the Q&A. And we look forward to seeing you all in camp just about a month. So see you all soon.